What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Fry here. And look at this awesome social distancing shirt with Rick on it. This actually describes me kind of well. Although, yes, I am pretty sociable. I like keeping my distance from people. Even before the pandemic. My wife's a lot more introvert than me, though. She's the queen of the introverts. Anyways, I'm about to do a react video to Scott the Woz. Sorry I didn't actually react to it yesterday when the video came out. The reason why was because I was busy enjoying my day with my wife. And we had a fun time together. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are typically my days off. But I work for DoorDash, so I still do make my own schedule. Sometimes my days off are Wednesday and Thursday. I think that was the case last week. Although, actually, I pretty much worked 7 days a week last week because I actually had some big expenses. But anyways, doesn't matter. Still spent some quality time with her yesterday and, a little last week. It is important I spend time with her. And that was more important than watching this video, even though I might be sacrificing views and watch time by waiting until the next day. Here we go. It's a pretty long one. Not the longest. He's uploaded videos that are over an hour long. And anyways, let's do this.
Hey y'all, Scott here. Everybody, please welcome my new assistant.
Okay.
I can see why everybody said this game was bad. This is the worst video game of all time. Second to be exact. And man, I played it so much, and I agree. It stunk. It was a horrible gaming.
Hold on, I'm gonna check something. So, Ride to Hell, Retribution, Art, Scott. Oh my gosh, every time I save a video file, it takes out certain characters.
Experience and waste of my time. Bad. This is the worst video game of all time. Second to be.
Whoa, look at how close together these two games came out. So, not long after the Wii U launched, because the Wii U launched in, I think it was November of 2012. I forget exactly which month, which date, even though, ironically, I actually am the very first person in my hometown of right here in Santa Rosa to pick up a Wii U at Target. I'm the very first one, but of course, not many people were waiting in line for it compared to the Wii 6 years before. But anyways, yeah, like a month after the Wii U came out was what is this Metacritic? I'm not sure. Said is the worst game ever made. And then the following year, a game almost as bad came out. Like, jeez. Oh my gosh, just two incredibly awful games came out so close together. What the hell's with that crap?
Be exact. And man, I played it so much, and I agree. It stunk. It was a horrible gaming experience and waste of my time that I'll never get back. And this entire time I realized I wasn't even playing the game. I was just holding a beehive.
What are you doing?
Ride to Hell Retribution. It's in the name. This game was released in 2013 for Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC, receiving some of the lowest review scores I've ever seen. I then bought it. It was like $10 on Amazon, brand new. Nothing is free at the end of the day. If you want to experience the pain of childbirth, you have to pay for it. I now install the way.
Trust me, Scott the Woz is actually the most is probably one of the most, possibly the most non-controversial famous YouTuber there is. Because there was that one guy, this really short, like 10-second or 5-second clip where a black man goes up to Scott, says, "Hey, you're mine," puts the N-word in there. And then Scott replies, shakes his hands like, "Sure." Just, because it would have been controversial if he said the same word back, but comparing that to childbirth, I don't think anybody will say anything about it. Nobody should. Nobody should make a huge fuss about it, but that's a little controversial to compare anything to childbirth, if you're a dude. Since only women experience it, and it's like the worst pain they ever felt in their life. But, you know what? Moving on.
Back in 2008, Ride to Hell was just that. Ride to Hell, an open-world biker game based in 1969. It looked so badass, as in, God, this ass is horrible! This trailer was released, not showing gameplay, any story elements, nothing. Just...
This ass is horrible! Okay, so, yeah, I like the touch of using the, Mock Rider music from Super Smash Bros. Melee and the later Smash Bros. Games as well. It's been like every Smash Bros. Game since Melee, but anyway, good touch, because, you know, Mock Rider involves riding a motorcycle. Anyways, that made me think of that joke from the Independence Day episode from 2007 from AVGN, where he says, what do you get with a movie that's ass? And add a game that's ass? You get a piece of shit. I mean, if you get a piece of ass, it's a good thing, but when you get a piece of shit, it's all over. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, a piece of ass is a good thing.
It's letting bikers be bikers, damn it. Coming in 1969, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god! All this trailer did was announce that a game titled Ride to Hell was coming to Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC in 2009. Published by Deep Silver and developed by, put a gun to my head, I couldn't pronounce this. You know, Deep Silver is one of those publishers that's been around for a while, but don't move that gun because I still couldn't tell you what they published. They're kind of in that B-grade territory. Less than a Capcom, more than a Game Mill. Yes, World Snooker Championship. Is that a slur? Looking at their back catalog, the most well-known game was definitely Dead Island. Most other popular titles they published since were obtained from other studios after their closure, most notably THQ, to which they ended up publishing Saints Row and the Metro series. These days, Deep Silver
Wait, are you saying that THQ exists? I thought THQ sold out their asses. I thought they went out of business. I could have sworn they did. I'm confused.
Some noteworthy franchises under its belt, but they've never risen above the quality of a mid-tier publisher. They're sort of that company that'll publish a game when no one else will. However, in 2008, I don't think anybody knew this company existed, which brings us to the developer, Eucalyptus. They've done nothing but racing games. Meeting of the f***ing minds. Ride to Hell was supposed to be an open-world game taking place in the 1960s within California, based all around biker culture, to be co-developed by Deep Silver Vienna. They shut down. Ride to Hell missed its initial 2009 release date, as things were practically radio silent after the initial trailer released. Cancellation was all but confirmed, but 4 years later, there was life. In early 2013, age ratings started to pop up on websites for a game titled Ride to Hell Retribution, and by April, trailers released. Still published by Deep Silver, developed only by Uperlight, and releasing in June of 2013. Hell, they announced 3 games during this time. Ride to Hell Retribution, Ride to Hell Route 6.
Hey, there was a 1% on that title. It's like they knew the game was gonna suck. I guess they just didn't think it'd be 10 or 11%.
6, an Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network side game developed by Black Forest Games to be released the same month as Retribution, and Ride to Hell Beat Down for mobile devices. This was set to be a franchise, and then the game released. Yeah, Retribution was 3 games during this time. Ride to Hell Retribution, Ride to Hell Route 666, an Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network side game developed by Black Forest Games to be released the same month as Retribution, and Ride to Hell Beat Down for mobile devices. This was set to be a franchise, and then the game released. Yeah, Retribution was the only Ride to Hell game that actually released, which means it's on the same...
Maybe they shouldn't have done that. Like, maybe they should have released the first... Maybe they should have put all their resources into the first game, make it as good as they possibly could make it. My God, look at that pause. It's so perfect. Look at it. My wife and I, we have, like, this hidden talent where every time we watch a movie or a show or whatever, we always pause it, like, at the most perfect time. There's an episode of Hey Arnold we were watching on Hulu, and I don't remember which episode it was. Maybe we're probably not the only ones who had seen this before, but I'm not kidding. Like, we had, all the kids were in, in PS1 18. They're in class, right? We paused it, and my goodness, there was an animation error right at the moment that we paused it. I forget exactly what the details were, but I think it was Stinky. His, body was, cut off from his desk or something. I was like, what the hell? What? You'll never notice that unless you pause it at, the most precise, perfect time, and we did, and I just don't remember which episode it was, because it could have been any episode that, when they were in class, whether it was with the former teacher, Mrs. whatever her name was, or the one that remained, Mr. Simmons. But that shit was so fucking funny. What the hell? But yeah, we have these perfect pauses. But what I was gonna say was, as I have the AC on, because it's getting hot in here, they should have put all their time and money and resources into just developing one game to make sure that the game would come out the best it possibly could. But because they're trying to make a franchise without even releasing the first game first, they split their resources into developing other games that hadn't come out yet, and therefore reduced their efforts on this game. It's honestly, this is multitasking 101. It's not even just game development, it's anything in general. You don't split your resources like that. You don't split your time like that. It's always it almost always guarantees a reduce in quality, unless your corporation is so huge, like it's EA or Activision or Nintendo or whatever the case may be. You don't do that. You just don't.
Level is Applebee's and chicken fingers. It exists. Upon release, this game got more
chicken
notoriety
fingers
than it would have normally, because it turned out this game was fucking horrible. Listen, I never even heard of this game prior to launch. I have no expectations going into this, which means
I heard about
I
this
should
game
play
way
through
later.
it all. I am the prime specimen to do such a thing. Go ahead, test me. You can't win them all, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna do it. I still haven't beaten Ocarina of Time, so you know what that means. I'm gonna beat Right to Hell Retribution. As a certified member of the human race, I will confirm, we like to bitch. So I don't know,
Yeah,
I'll
do.
take the more mixed reviews on Metacritic.
That Pokemon Sword and Shield example is a very good example. Now, my original Nintendo Switch I got in November 2018. I actually got on Thanksgiving, got a deal, getting a $50 gift card included. I actually got Pokemon Shield at some point when it came out, was it 2019, I think? And I enjoyed the game, actually, but there were so many people complaining about the game. There was so much wrong with it. I like that there was more of an open world in the middle. That was cool. From what I remember, there were some issues I had. I just can't remember specifically what they were. But I enjoyed the game a lot. I liked the new Pokemon. I liked... one of the issues definitely was that it looked like a 3DS game. It's on the Nintendo Switch, and it looked like a 3DS game. One of the best jokes I saw to summarize the game was that Pokemon Sword and Shield is the best-looking 3DS game. Because it's a game on the Switch with the widescreen, but it's not in high definition at all. It's a 3D... It looks like the Pokemon games that came out for 3DS. If you put footage of Pokemon, how about Pokemon, what's it called, Sun and Moon, side by side with Pokemon Sword and Shield, and you weren't familiar with either of them, you probably wouldn't know which is which. Pokemon X and Y, that's a maybe, because that was, much earlier in the 3DS lifespan, but still, it came out for the Switch. They should have made it look a lot better than that. But that's a minor complaint compared to what some other people complain about. One of my issues is that the IGN, GameSpot, those companies that reviewed the game, it wasn't even a review. It was like they were trying to sell you the game instead of actually giving a critical review as well. That was pretty messed up. It's kind of like when Skyward Sword, when it first came out a decade ago, had all this praise, and even IGN was actually saying it was better than Ocarina of Time, but a lot of the fans didn't even like Skyward Sword. What the hell happened there? But anyways, there's a lot of things that people like to complain about, and Actually, I'm curious. What was if you played Pokemon Sword and Shield? Unfortunately, I don't have Shield anymore because I lost my Switch. It wasn't until like August of 2020 that I was able to buy another Switch, and I got some games for it. But the priority was to get Super Smash Bros. Ultimate because that's my favorite game. Get Super Mario Maker 2 because that's the only game I stream that people actually watch me stream. And I got Puyo Puyo Tetris because it was on sale, and I love that game. And a lot later, I got Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 after all, when it came a little after it came out. But someday I'll get Pokemon Shield again. I hope so. It's just a matter of time. But what were your complaints about that? Just wondering. Anyways, I've been pausing so long, I gotta continue this.
To heart here. I can't understand why people hate this game. It reminded me of GTA, The Lost and Damned. I played through it all. I am the prime specimen to do such a thing. Go ahead, test me. You can't win them all, but
no,
that doesn't mean I'm not gonna do it. I still haven't beaten Ocarina of Time, so you know what that means. I'm gonna beat Right to Hell Retribution. As a certified member of the human race, I will confirm. We like to bitch. So I don't know. I'll take the more mixed reviews on Metacritic to heart here. I can't understand why people hate this game. It reminded me of GTA, The Lost and Damned. Biker's life with cool men with beards, girls, fights, bikes. Not awesome, but playable. This game looks like a PS2 game. Gameplay is not good, graphics are good, and controls are better. Objectivity at its...
This game looks like a PS2 game. Graphics are good? That doesn't make any sense. If a game came out in 2013 for the 360 and PS3 and PC, if it looks like a PS2 game, that means the graphics are bad. A PS2 game's its graphics look good if it came out during the era that it was PS2 versus GameCube versus Xbox. It's not good if a game has PS2 graphics on the next generation console. What the hell is that guy talking about?
Finest, everybody. That's what more game reviewers need. You can't go into Right to Hell Retribution hating it. That's gonna spoil your feelings in the end. Well, let's take a look at what Metacritic deems as one of the worst games of all time.
1%
Second to Family Party, 30 Great Games, Obstacle Arcade.
Which one do you want?
Yeah. Well, here's the copy that I own since 2014. Right to Hell Retribution. 1%. What is that, the Metacritic score? Apparently this relates to...
That's what I just said earlier!
Outlaw bikers. Well, you'll learn something new every day. Like my opinion on this box art. This looks fucking awesome. This is on another level. It's about as epic as something like Red Dead Redemption 2. And you know what they say, you can't spell Red Dead Redemption 2 without Right to Hell Retribution, Red Dead Redemption 2. Two
what
fists,
the fuck?
2 wheels, no rules.
The groceries.
The manual? Well, Jake will employ any means necessary to enact his vengeance, weaponizing his environment, using hand-to-hand combat on foot, and battling it out in high-speed shootouts on Jake's custom hog. Supports family side. Oh, me and mom can share. Looking at articles that detail games considered the worst of all time, many are because of unkept promises, bugs.
Man, a Final Fantasy game made the list? That's amazing. God damn, how'd you guys screw that up? But, SimCity 2013. Does anybody remember, like, who watching had played Facebook games? I think they still exist. I think there's a bunch of Facebook games you can still play. Like, I think Super City still exists, and I, years ago, had played that and played it a lot. But before that, like, several years before, like in 2012 or something, SimCity Social came out, and I played that on Facebook, and I loved playing that game. But as soon as EA released the new SimCity 2013 to PC and whatever platforms they released it on at the time, probably 360 and PS3, I guess. Doubt it would be on the Wii U. But, like, they discontinued SimCity Social on Facebook. Now, I'd understand if they did that today, because maybe people aren't really playing games on Facebook as much as they used to. But I really loved playing SimCity Social. It actually was a lot of fun. It actually was pretty damn good, too. And the bonus of adding friends who play the game, you get to actually send disasters to their city or send happiness to their city. Like, obviously we all know about the disasters ever since the original SimCity came out, like in '89 or whenever it came out on DOS way back. You know, there's fires, floods, tornadoes, I think, earthquakes, airplane crashes, a monster, depending which SimCity you played. There's a different monster. The original, I think it was like some freaking alligator coming out of the water or something. Like a giant one, like one that was, a few spaces wide, so it was wider than some of the smallest buildings or something. But, of course, the Super Nintendo SimCity has a giant Bowser as the monster, and SimCity 2000 has like that big black orb thing that floats in the air and just tries to blow shit up or whatever. But like, it was interesting playing SimCity Social because you could send disasters to your friends' cities if you wanted to be a total douchebag. But if you wanted to be nice, you could send them, pleasant things like, a bunch of floating balloons for a celebration and stuff. But like the bare minimum disaster you could send them, like if you level up your disaster level, you could send them like earthquakes and stuff, I think. I don't remember, but like the bare minimum disaster, which is something I had never seen in a SimCity game prior, was having a bunch of seagulls or a bunch of birds just take a massive shit all over their city. Just a bunch of bird poop just everywhere. And I was like, that's the most awesome thing I've ever seen. I just sent a bunch of birds to take a shit, to take like 1,000 shits in your city. Take that. There were other things you could do too, like if one of their buildings was on fire, you could actually pour gasoline on the fire. If there's a crime going on in a building, there's something you could do to distract the cops to stop them from getting there. I think you are supposed to, I forget what the thing was, but and then if there's a medical emergency and the ambulance goes by, you could actually fake a heart attack to stop the ambulance from taking care of the medical emergency. It's pretty messed up if you think about it, obviously, but it was a lot of fun. Anyways, I'm just amazed that a Final Fantasy game would make the list. Final Fantasy 14 is hated, but then Final Fantasy 15, which came out, was it 4 years later, I think, which is one of my favorite Clueless Gamer episodes from Conan O'Brien, especially with Elijah Wood there, was actually apparently really good, although when they reviewed the game, they made it look hella stupid.
And glitches that tarnish what would be an otherwise solid product. I mean, SimCity from 2013 had a disastrous launch,
yeah,
but
it
cleaned itself up in due time. Same with Final Fantasy 14, No Man's Sky. Retribution may be just that. I'm open to playing a bad game. I haven't beaten all these, so my standards haven't been finalized yet. Let's fucking do it!
I just saw Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door. That's probably the best Paper Mario game ever made. What are you talking about? Dun, dun, dun.
I wonder what the guy who designed the screen's doing right now. The title screen still just says Ride to Hell. I assume Retribution was a last-minute addition to boost sales.
Oh.
Selecting a new game, we're treated to a Ride to Hell sampler platter. Our hero's riding his motorcycle, and we get flashforwards to events that'll transpire in the future. So, our first bit of gameplay is using a turret.
I always wanted to be a biker.
Cuts to more cycling, then quick time, and then punching. Whoa, spoilers! And our hero shoots this guy in the head. The back of the box implies his name is Jake Conway, but for now, I don't know, I'll just call him Nibbles. He jumps a helicopter
Nibbles?
and... That's it! 10 days earlier. Nibbles just got done serving in Vietnam. I think there's only so much deducing I can do here. The year, the army base, the only thing missing is seeing straight up the professional spelling of Nam, Viet. Nibbles is supposedly named Jake Conway, according to in-game text.
Agree to disagree.
He comes home meeting up with Mac, the uncle.
Old high school nickname.
He tells Jake he looks like shit.
I too have uncles rate my appearance.
It's time to meet your baby brother Mikey, but you gotta rest for a bit, so you're hanging out at home watching TV.
Swear to God, I'd rather be polishing boots than sit through this crap.
Just watching a movie's credits.
Did that look like a Chinese dub? I want to see it. My wife and I, on YouTube, we watched the movie Tidal Wave, a Korean movie, but you know how it is when a movie is in a foreign language and they dub it? They never pick the best voice actors for dubbing. Actually, I kind of wonder if I could actually be a voice actor for dubbing, because I don't have any experience. Maybe that'd actually get my foot in the door for that. I've heard that I actually have a pretty masculine, strong voice, so I feel like I could play like a villain or something, or play like somebody who's really brave. I don't know, but anyway, Or out of irony, I could play somebody who's a complete coward but have like this powerful voice. Like, oh my god, I'm so scared. God damn it. Get me out of here. I'm so scared. Oh! I know, I need practice. Sorry. But, I gotta see it again.
The uncle.
Was it, did it
He
look like a
tells Jake
Chinese
he
dub?
looks like
I too have uncles rate my appearance.
It's time to meet your baby brother Mikey, but you gotta rest for a bit, so you're hanging out at home watching TV.
Swear to God, I'd rather be.
Yes! Yes! He's doing it! I totally saw that. I guess because I watched Tidal Wave yesterday on YouTube, and despite the movie being a Korean film, they didn't actually show it in Korean. It was dubbed. I wish they didn't dub it because, like I said, they don't choose the best voice actors for dubbing a foreign language film. They simply don't. They sometimes do for like animes and stuff like that. They have pretty good voice actors for those. But for live action movies that the cast is actually Korean or Chinese or Japanese or you know, whatever, German, whatever foreign language they're speaking, and they dub it in English, of course you see that their mouths are not in sync with their with what's being said because they're speaking a different language than what you're hearing. But you never hear the best voices being chose to play these characters. You never do. It's so anyways, Tidal Wave, check out that movie. It's actually very tragic. It's a very good film. Even if you watch it on YouTube and you deal with the dubbing, it's still damn good. But it's just funny to see this.
Polishing boots and sit through this crap.
Just watching him.
He was talking without his mouth moving.
Movies credits will do that to you. Mikey's not happy he's being treated like a little kid in front of Big Boy Nibbles. He just wants to see a band tonight, but Mac won't let him, so he runs away, and it's my duty to stop him. Here I have our first mission, chasing after Mikey on her hog. Cool feature is that if you mess up slightly, the game fades to black and starts you back somewhere else. Even cooler feature is that messing up slightly can mean just grazing an obstacle. Like imagine in Mario
Really?
Kart, if you hit the wall, you get reset on the course as if you fell off it. I'm not even in an inescapable
Yeah,
situation here. I just
sitting
grazed
wall.
the wall. We meet up with Mikey, who bitches us out for not sticking up for him. I said I'd take him to see the band. What does he want
I've
from
grazed
me?
the wall
We
in
have
my
a heart to
car
heart with
before, and I
Mikey
was fine.
wearing a Toledo jacket. Well, this game hits home for me already. Toledo, Ohio. Stay a while. There's a Burger King down the road. Speaking of burgers,
even eat
Jake's gonna
Burger
get
King.
Mikey a burger.
Finally, somebody had to do it.
They're threateners. Mikey got his burger. Let's get out of here. But they noticed the Toledo jacket Mikey's wearing. Toledo, Ohio. Don't get killed here. Motorcycle section, this time with combat. Hit the button.
I'm a badass! I'm a badass! I'm a badass!
After a 2-minute long driving section that was timed for some reason, we're now off our motorcycle and cornered by everybody.
What led to this?
Oh man, Jake does the sick move. Watch.
Don't you move now, cherry pie.
She's my cherry pie.
Did you see it? Because you sure didn't hear it.
Okay, so Jake knows that him and Mikey's dad has a past, and this gang wants to kill any member of his family. So why does Mikey keep wearing the damn jacket? That made him the target of these people. It's a jacket that has insignia that can easily be identified as their father's, which makes it a danger to wear around these people.
Guess who gets their neck slit?
So Mikey's dead. Rats. And if you didn't realize that, here's an instant replay in slow motion. Jake gets really upset, but the gang doesn't kill him for some reason, even though Mikey said Toledo Conway was both of their fathers. Toledo, Ohio. Everybody's your dad here. So Jake starts wearing the jacket. Smart move. They love that. And he's off to seek revenge and kill the gang that offed Mikey, the Devil's Hand. We then have another driving section. All right, cool. We haven't had that in a while. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I did it. All right, so we're looking for a
What the
guy
hell did you
named
even do?
Anvil. So we get into a fight with this guy who is an anvil, and then a fight with these extra non-anvils, and this is where we get to experience the hand-to-hand combat in the game. Listen, you could block, dodge, use your light attack in addition to your heavy one, but why do that when your kick literally stops any enemies from doing anything to you? You can just keep kicking a guy until they eventually die. Other enemies around will practically never do anything to you, and if they will, it's always a telegraphed attack where you hit the Y button when that appears. Who knew the kick was mightier than the sword? So we get our info out of this
Good
guy
guts,
on where
boy, Adam.
Anvil is before brutally making his neck gush blood. It happens. Ever drink a glass of nails? Off to the big city where you find
I won't say who the person was, but I know somebody who was eating a taco or a burrito. I forget where. It was at a local taqueria, which actually is now a big local chain, not a big national chain. But she said that there was actually a nail in her burrito. No, I think it was a taco, yeah. There was a nail in there, and she didn't notice until she... No, a screw in there, actually. There was a screw in there. She didn't notice until she bit into it. Yikes. It put a hole in her tooth. Yeah. Awful. But, you know, not every restaurant is at 100%, obviously. That restaurant is successful enough to be a big local chain now, but, you know, sometimes they make big mistakes. Jeez, everything he says reminded me of something. It's crazy. And how long have I been watching this? Jeez, I need to freaking stop pausing it. Let's continue.
Bill's dealer, Carlos, who leads us to these motels. Well, I can see why that Metacritic review said it controls better than the graphics. If it's okay, you don't really know how you can mess up a game like this where you can't jump or anything. Heading to the hotel, this girl's getting into a fight with this guy, so I kick the blood out of him, and it cuts immediately to...
I had to text my wife, sorry.
See, with the speedruns of Retribution, even though skipping the sex cut, I mean, on foot's okay. You don't really know how you can mess up a game like this where you can't jump or anything. Heading to the hotel, this girl's getting into a fight with this guy, so I kick the blood out of him, and it cuts immediately to... See, with the speedruns of Retribution, even though skipping the sex cutscenes is 100% beneficial, nobody does it. Yeah, so we get a fully clothed sex scene. This is considered a collectible. And after that, there goes Anvil.
The way he worded that made it sound like the game was calling the women trophies or objects. That is fucking horrible. Obviously, Scott did that intentionally because he knew somebody would notice. Somebody like myself, or probably most of his viewers, would probably notice that. Especially any female viewers, actually. Wow. Wow. That is so fucked up. But, I mean, that's the other thing. Why does it always have to be sex and everything? You know? Does there have to be? They're even clothed. What was the point? And let's be honest. Do you really think that just because you save some hot chick's life that she'll automatically want to fuck? That's not how it works in real life. She just is just very thankful, and maybe she might give you something nice, but it doesn't mean she's in the mood to have sex. I mean, some of them might, who knows, but doesn't mean that.
Get on our bike and chase after him back where we belong. Fight more goons. Oh, hey, ghost bike. Get these guys off, and then their bikes crash into something, explode, but the bike's still going.
That doesn't make any sense.
is hiding out at this mechanic's place, so we make a sexist comment to the mechanic.
That'll get us in.
Let's go to her ex-husband's house and kill him.
What the hell are you looking?
Don't f with the Sons of Anarchy fan. So the mechanic randomly rewards us with unnaked intercourse in a jumpsuit.
Impressive.
Mac.
That is just not how it works.
What's the situation?
I just f***ed the mechanic.
We grab some guns from Tyrell, but we have to...
Is that really a brag? I mean, did she at least, you know, wash her hands and clean up first? Come on, mechanic is a dirty job.
Prove how fearless we are before getting them by beating the piss out of his closest friends. This is why he should trust me. We get our guns and go to the shooting range. Just like any game that has shooting elements, this is our tutorial. Oh my god! This is the stiffest control I've ever experienced in a shooter. It's so sluggish, it's like you're controlling it through water.
See, Tyrell fixed you up good.
Cannot say the same to you.
Controlling it
We're
through
in the
water's
hideout.
easier
It's
than that.
completely silent until I open this garage door.
Oh, here it is, our first mass murder!
the tactic I have here is to just go for headshots. It already takes forever to line your gun up with enemies, so you might as well make them count and bite them off in one shot. Of course, you have a dead brother, which means you do have dead brother rage. After walloping on an enemy enough, you can grunt with the B button. Then we have 3 quick time events to do our business. So I traveled throughout this warehouse office thing. I have this effect on chairs, which I mean, hey, say what you will, that's impressive. Sometimes the enemies give you time to figure things out. Sometimes they give you more chairs to play with. Like, come on, they must have known they had funky physics. Why give the biker homicide game a room full of chairs? We are approximately 22 minutes into this level, and nothing's changed.
That is a
I met these
massive
big
gun.
guys with the hockey mask. They're tougher and have stronger guns, which makes me ask, why give the big dudes stronger guns and facial protection and the smaller guys weak guns and no protection? These guys are...
You know, that's always been the thing. You see that in every form of media, whether it's movies, TV, video games. It's always they always give the biggest weapons to the biggest people, the smallest weapons to the smallest people. I guess you can always say, oh, well, they're so small and weak, they can't hold the big weapons. Bullshit. Scott, that is a question that needed to be asked, and I don't think anybody realized it until now.
a pain. Like, did you know fat guys take twice as many shotgun shells to go down? So we get to
What?
Anvil and chase him out.
Why?
Wait, he's out of my range.
Act like you did
Chase Anvil on the road, we have the gun while Mac drives. It's almost impossible to be accurate here as the shooting controls are so stiff and your target is constantly moving, with you also constantly moving, and on top of that, you have to make sure Mac doesn't die. I tried shooting at this guy,
I can't help but feel like this should have been an AVGN episode. What do you think?
but I can't get the cursor on him properly.
You still... What the fuck just happened?
What the just happened?
Afterwards, we have a time chase with Anvil. You have to shoot him enough to win. To win. The controls make this damn near impossible. You can't get a good shot on this guy for your life. But when you finally win, it's glorious. You get to ask Anvil where the rest of the gang is. Did he say f y'all or f all? Jake kills Anvil before he gives concrete answers.
Jake, what the hell happened?
What the hell happened? That the hell happened.
We're then introduced to the game's hub world, so it should be obvious by now. Ride to Hell isn't the open world game it was destined to be.
I think if they added me... I think if I voiced the character, the game would have actually gone up by a single point on the review score. Because I would have voiced that line so much better. Ah! Not... Ah!
It is stated.
Like, you probably don't notice from my videos, but I'll talk about the movie Inside Out. Which emotion do you think I am? You're probably going to think happy because I'm watching these videos and laughing all the time. No, I'm not happy. My emotion is anger. I actually have anger problems. I hate to admit it, but I do. My wife, hers is sadness. Won't get into any details about that. And no, she's not sad like all the time. But and I'm not going to get into any more of it. But yeah, mine's anger. But yeah, so if all they'd have to do to get me to voice that line perfectly is say something that would really piss me off, and you would be terrified of the character with how my yell would sound. I'm not going to do it on video, though.
Of driving, quick time event combat, and third-person shooter segments. Is it better?
It's right to hell.
Ellie, Mikey's girlfriend thing, calls on the walkie-talkie and gives us insight on what to do next, so we meet up with Dr. Blotter. He talks, I didn't listen.
Wow, he is a real doctor.
5-minute driving segment ensues. Not only are the devil's hand against us, but the police are too, evident by them putting a...
Unfortunately, it is true that most people don't listen to their doctors, even though they really should.
air filter on the road. Aw, Jake isn't happy. So we gotta avoid those and...
The fuck?
Whatever the f that was. Oh man, I ran into a car which fades us to black and sends me back a little bit.
Well, you did run into a cop car. You basically lose if you do that.
Sorry?
So Dr. Blotter told us to go to this bar to find Colt. So we have a new driving segment, but this time we can use our gun and it enters this dumbass slow motion section where it wants you to shoot the enemies, but it stays in slow motion even after you kill them for an extended amount of time. I don't know what that was from. Make it to the bar and Jake says how these guys are showing disrespect towards this woman. Like he's much better! him up. All right, so we win the fight, and oh, god damn it. This girl just said she had a man before this. Why was her immediate reaction to a named Nibbles killing lumberjacks to have sex on a pool table? So her boyfriend is cold, and she lets
Hey, you know, at least you had sex with someone like her. My wife's Hispanic, so yeah, I prefer women who aren't white. Oh, don't get me wrong, I've done a white chick, but anyway, moving on. That was weird.
us in on where he's at, so we show up to his ranch and decide we're gonna steal a tanker truck across the street.
We've already killed so many people. What's one tanker truck gonna do?
Oh man, Jake's getting mad. We get to drive with the tanker, but considering these levels were designed for the bike, there's not really a ton to do other than accelerate.
Oh no! That guy!
Now it's a combat section. I gotta traverse this area to get somewhere, I don't know. I apparently need to shoot this fuse box here. Should've shot the fuse box. Some explosion happens, we're at the ranch. Kill everybody at the ranch. Oh, come on, there's another sex scene, and it's the exact same as the first one! Sonic Adventure. Alright, kill that guy, and
Wait, this isn't real?
we find Cole, and Jake takes a bite out of the air. We shoot a gas tank to explode, but Colt escapes, so we...
I gotta go back on that one for a moment.
Wait, this isn't real?
We find Cole, and Jake takes a bite out of the air. We shoot a gas tank to explode, but Colt escapes, so we escape too. But we have to figure out where Colt went, so we force one of his henchmen to spill it while...
You know how you can often tell when a movie is really bad? When they have to put in a sex scene to get people to watch. Like, for example, The Count of Monte Cristo is a damn good film that came out in the early 2000s. And the sex scene that's in there served purpose. And they didn't really show you anything. All you saw is that you could tell they were doing it, but you could see that the view was obscured by a rock or whatever. And all you could see is the back of the guy on top. That's all you see. But through that guy's son will end up showing up later in the film. So it was important to the plot, but they made sure to not really show that much. See, that I respect. But a lot of movies simply add a sex scene for the sake of having sex in the movie. And when I see that, I'm just thinking, there's something wrong with this movie, isn't there? And usually there is. The movie itself isn't good, so they add a sex scene to get people to watch. Scott's character has had sex with 4 different people, all with their clothes on. Like, what does that tell you about the game as a whole? It's just sad.
burning alive.
Where is he? Airplane 73. Got to protect the stock. God damn it, man. Give me the water.
Colt told him all of that while he was running away? While he was on fire?
So now we're here looking for Colt. It's the exact same goddamn thing we did last stage. Move forward, kill 10 enemies. Move forward, kill 10 enemies. Sometimes they have guns, sometimes they don't. Move forward, the stage took me an hour to get through, and the only challenge came from the jackass shooting controls.
That's so bad.
Other than that, it's just the same over and over and over again.
I'm sorry to say, but this video game is primed for an AVGN review. Don't get me wrong, I love watching Scott the Woz, and I love his videos, but this would have been perfect for an AVGN review. He has reviewed games that are newer than this. He reviewed that awful Black Tiger game that came out, like, in 2017. And he reviewed it, like, I think that year, or 2018 or something, and had guest star Gilbert Gottfried in it, out of all people, who has the most distinct voice of all time. Even more than Patrick Warburton. But my goodness, what the... I would love to see AVGN review this, but he'll probably have to do it years from now since Scott the Woz just did.
It's this guy who's shooting at me nonstop with a turret, on top of 15 enemies, all with guns shooting at me. What do you want me to do? Look how quickly my health goes down here, and I'm not even fully in the open or anything. It's just a game of fucking peekaboo of when to shoot and I'm dead. Maybe I'll go over to the left and hide behind this cover and shoot the guy. Nope. Here. No. Here. No. Oh, good. The same 20-second long loading screen again. I love this thing.
That's why I die a lot.
I guess I was focusing too much on the other enemies, as just shooting at Colt is enough to at the very least get a cutscene. He's not dead, so we have to deal with all 30 enemies here. You get all the way up to the airplane with this whole ass football field of space between you and the dozen enemies with guns and no cover for you to take.
Airplane.
But they have some. That's what I thought. Oh, and when I respawn after death here, it doesn't start me after I shot Colt enough to get him to retreat into the plane more with that cutscene. No, it starts me at the very beginning of the Colt encounter. Okay, I'll try harder this time, son of a bitch! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Oh my god, I was shooting at Colt that entire time? Well, this was from the opening cutscene. We get to control it. Look how I get to pull the triggers.
That was all me.
On to our next target of the devil's hand, Meat Hook.
Get the f off me.
Shut up, old man.
No!
So I saved this old man, and he says Meat Hook is boxing tonight, and he'd be glad to take me, but I have to race him first.
My brother died.
Maybe if I beat him in a race, I'll stand a chance in the ring. Dude, I just saved your life. Just drive me to a boxing match. Why do I have to do this? Whatever. All right, let me
That's
power
pretty
slide
weird.
beneath this. Why is it resetting me? I cleared that.
The fuck?
I'm 3 hours in.
We take Farley to the ring. He gets us entered, and we go up against opponents, and lots of them,
Stop.
including Meat Hook at the very end. I keep tapping the X button and kick everybody to death. This was the entire stage.
So
Right when Meat Hook
sad.
was about to tell Jake why they're out to kill his family, Greasy Steve stabs him and runs away.
Greasy Steve, what's next? Dr. Bowel?
Well, Greasy Steve is our next target. We gotta chase him for info, but he's just so greasy. He throws dynamite, we lose him. Greasy Steve's girlfriend asks us to take her to a band playing that night, and she'll tell us where to find him.
Are you gonna fuck her too?
Favorite song.
Home invasion, sex. This girl does not look happy. You fight a bunch of thugs.
No, it's horrible!
Again, this time in a warehouse, which is basically 90% of this game's settings. Then we gotta save the gas station from the guys trying to blow it up. Likes murder, loves small business. Okay, so we race and shoot at Greasy Steve.
You know, Steve, you put yourself into these situations. Okay, why do you have to race? You have guns, you have knives. You can kill Jake Conway right there, but instead you decide it's more effective to kill a team member because they were about to tell Jake Conway why they were going to kill him, rather than just killing Jake Conway right there. So, no, I'm sorry, I can't get behind Greasy Steve.
All right, we have new leads from Greasy Steve. That doesn't stop Jake from killing him with dynamite. Lovely. On to
Wow.
King Dick. All right, so this guy who isn't King Dick
There can be only one.
runs away, and we have to chase him. But all these guys get in my way, and okay, I know the text says aim your gun at him to intimidate him, but like, I just assumed that was their suggestion on how to kill him. Literally, every other character you have to chase down, you shoot at 1,000,000,000 times, then it goes into a cutscene of you capturing them, i.e. the last thing I did. And this character runs away and takes so many stupid-ass turns where you're gonna lose him immediately, and it's not like a huge chase all the time. Sometimes it's time sensitive, like here. Like the game will say, oh no, he got away. You f***ed up. But other times, it's not. Like this section before you open this gate, see, he's just standing right there waiting to run again. So you spend time fighting these enemies that appear. But the next run of enemies beyond the gate, well, don't waste your time on them because the suspect will get away during this time. But not during this time. And there's nothing else in the game where you just aim at the enemy for a period of time to win. Also, why is this guy so important to spare while others Jake just murders without hesitation? Why this guy, all right? Okay, he tells us King Dick is at a strip club.
Strip club?
Yes,
Time to say hello to the ladies.
You constantly.
We get to the strip club and they tell us to talk to Susie. Okay, well, that was fucking pointless. The strip club was just a 20-second cutscene. Why couldn't this guy just tell us to talk to Susie? What was the point of the strip club? We rescued this girl, Susie, and killed this guy,
here
Johnny.
we go.
I don't fucking know. Susie tells us where King Dick might be.
Oh, didn't
I checked the
happen.
casino. The police are called because
Oh, I'm killing dozens.
a fight with the police ensues as I escape via the roof. To church we go. There's so many
Church?
damn enemies, as per usual. The AI is so inconsistent. Sometimes they're pissed dumb, and other times they're just unfair. I take cover,
That's fucking
and this guy
horrible.
just runs behind me and starts blasting at me. Great. The
What a
amount of time it
dick.
takes for you to die is also incredibly inconsistent. I go up to shoot this guy, and within 3 seconds, I'm nearing death when they're this far away from me. But here, I'm literally right up their nose, and I'm not dying. Like, come on, right here. That seems like a little quick, doesn't it? These hockey mask guys are a bitch. They take forever to take down with bullets. You have to land like 20 headshots on them, and even then, these spaghetti head start wiggling out. It's the same over and over. You just keep running up, 10 enemies pop out, and they just keep coming. I'm 7 hours into this game and 40 minutes deep into just this segment of running up to the church, and I gotta be honest, I'm starting to not like this game. But I finally made it to the
Now
church
you
where
are?
King Dick presides. I'm so happy.
My thoughts exactly.
He seems pretty happy with himself for deciding on the church to do his business in and forbids anybody on revealing the location or else will cut off their fingers. Yeah, the countless people surrounded with weapons and huge gang signs spray painted on the door to a church, yeah, that won't draw any attention to it. No, not at all.
Yeah.
Who the is that?
Damn, our guerrilla marketing tactics aren't working.
So we have to traverse this church while King Dick constantly throws dynamite and his men shoot at me. So you want to stay behind cover,
Throw
but staying behind
dynamite?
cover isn't going to work if dynamite is being thrown in your direction. My point is, life fucking stinks. There's no way to get past any of this without
Does this game actually not know how powerful dynamite is? Do you guys have any idea how big a dynamite explosion can be? Like, it's fucking massive. Just one dynamite would probably be enough to level several of these pillars in this church. No, come on, man.
cheesing the game. I have to find this corner where I can just kill all his henchmen and then wail on him myself. Oh, what are we gonna start giving raspberries on his tummy? We get to break King Dick's fingers with QuickTime events.
This bucket list is getting
You rotten son of a bitch!
That isn't an insult directed towards me, per se.
Well, we get to drown him via QuickTime events, too. Take your time. Next mission.
Young love.
666 comes up and starts heckling Jake.
You know what kind of mess you're in?
Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill
Kill
him,
him, kill him.
Matt comes out and shoots at him, but then they all come back and start shooting at his garage. Why shoot the garage? Jake's right there. You're outnumbering him. One guy. You can just shoot him right there. One guy. All it takes
I don't
is
know.
one guy. But no, guess how many enemies you have to kill in this section defending the garage? 38! But they're just
What
trying
the
to
hell
destroy the
is that
garage for
guy
some reason.
doing?
Because they'd rather act.
What is that guy doing?
kill him, kill him, kill him.
Matt comes out and shoots at him, but then they all come back and start shooting at his garage. Why shoot the garage? Jake's right there. You're outnumbering him. One guy. You can just shoot him right there. One guy. All it takes is one guy. But no, guess how many enemies you have to kill
What
in
is
this
he
section defending
doing?
the
His
garage?
hand is going crazy!
38! But they're just trying to
What the fuck?
destroy the garage for some reason, because they'd rather act like this rather than get work done.
I should be killing you right now, but instead I'm gonna tell everybody you have hemorrhoids first.
But who gives a shit when we have lumberjack communication?
He's helping me.
What? What? Just a
I'll
nod?
take that as a no.
This segment of the game, we have to explore this forest area for 7 boxes. When we get a box, normally more enemies pop out. We get the boxes, but Lumberjack has more stuff for us to do. This man has murdered so easily before. What's stopping him from threatening a lumberjack? Alright, so drive for 3 minutes and beat up thugs. I.e., use your foot, you coward. After all this, we return to the lumberjack, who's bragging to fellow lumberjacks
As all lumberjacks do.
about how I just did a bunch of stuff for him, as he had no intention on telling me the truth about the next guy. So Jake slashes him in the legs with an axe. Lumberjack tells him the truth, then Jake kills him.
You know, every single interaction in this
Goddamn.
game ends the same. Either Jake tortures a man until they tell him who to go for next and then he kills them, or he f***s them.
So we follow this guy 666 on bike, shoot him down, then follow him throughout the sawmill. This portion was abhorrent. So you have to stand on this platform to trigger an
Such a
elevator to come
bad
down.
game.
But then enemies come out and the game says hold them down, take cover. There's no cover to take on the elevator, so I assume it means, hey, the elevator's already coming. You don't need to be on this pressure pad. Find cover and take out the enemies, then go take the elevator. But the enemies never end. Like, they legitimately never end. 50 minutes of fending off these enemies in the right-hand corner turns out, yeah, you were supposed to stay on the elevator. Okay, this elevator moves so slow, but enemies will go on the pressure pad to bring it down, but it's not a big deal. Just move over and shoot them. Move over and shoot them. Move over and shoot them! So we get into this sawmill and beat up more guys for 20 minutes and meet up with 666, and his boss fight requires the most thought, as you have to counter certain moves and
To be fair, this wouldn't be the first shooter game where there's unlimited spawning enemies. I'm sure many of us have played GoldenEye and the N64. If you kill an enemy in the bunker, second bunker level, not the first one, and I guess I guess other soldiers find out where you are after you kill him. It triggers something where enemies just infinitely spawn and never stop coming, which is why the best players, they don't actually shoot the enemies. They just, you know, bitch slap them, karate chop them, whatever, you know, go unarmed so that they can't be detected. It's a pretty messed up design choice there, I have to say. As far as I know, I don't think Perfect Dark did that, though. Oh, no, I mean, actually, yeah, there's infinite spawning enemies when, like, alarms go off at certain missions, but that's basically it.
Dodge others, but my god, this game needed a sprint button. The only thing you have is the evade option, and that barely works. Look at this! So we beat 666, and Jake actively tortures him. Oh, I wonder if after 666 tells Jake everything he needs to know, he's gonna murder him anyways. Oh. Next mission, we're introduced to Ellie, who was introduced before.
Yeah.
Twice. She tells us somebody named Brandy would be around the speedway. She knows Pretty Boy, but to earn her trust, we have to win a race. This is like the only drive.
I'm sorry. This woman is scary to look at.
Next mission, we're introduced to Ellie, who was introduced before. Twice. She tells us somebody named Brandy would be around the speedway. She knows Pretty Boy, but to earn her.
She looks scary. Doesn't she? Like, look at that face. It just looks so dead and expressionless. And the lipstick, I mean, it's way too shiny. Is she like a machine? Is she a robot? Ugh.
For trust, we have to win a race. This is like the only driving segment where I have to drift, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work! Thankfully, holding up on the thumbstick gives us a boost. I don't know how we get more boost and why we're boosting, but hey, I won after 4 tries. Brandy tells us she needs to see me win another race. Oh, for the love of Christ!
Hey, how about, that just made me think of A Knight's Tale. May you rest in peace, Heath Ledger. But anyways, A Knight's Tale. Remember how his love interest wanted him to intentionally lose at the, you know, the Knights thing, and you know, suffered a lot of injuries, and that would prove his love to her because it was proof that he was so distracted by his love for her that he can't focus and he has to lose. And then right after that, she said, okay, now you have to win. Play to the best of your heart and prove your love for me by winning for me. And it's like, oh my god, after you lost and got beaten up, now you have to win for her? What the fuck? I don't know, just suddenly made me think of that, except it was different because she wants you to win both times instead of making you lose the first time.
Alright, so we win that, and Brandon tells us to pick up a bike in these mines from Orson.
Oh my god! Orson's in the game!
The miners don't like me, so I have to beat them up. Then I run into the mines with my hard hat on.
Damn, it's good.
Oh, I wonder if after 666 tells Jake everything he needs to know.
Sorry. I didn't realize I was still down.
And it doesn't work. It just doesn't work! Thankfully, holding up on the thumbstick gives us a boost. I don't know how we get more boost and why we're boosting, but hey, I won after 4 tries. Brandy tells us she needs to see me win another race. Oh, for the love of Christ! Alright, so we win that, and Brandy tells us to pick up a bike in these mines from Orson.
Oh my god! Orson's in the game!
The miners don't like me, so I have to beat them up. Then I run into the mines with my hard hat on.
Damn, it's good to be a biker.
So I get through that and get to this miner.
An of-age miner.
Listen, buddy. I'm not here to kill you.
What was I doing for the past 40 minutes?
Yeah, no,
Orson lives next to a
fuck?
graveyard. We stop by and see some guys defacing Mikey's grave. Oh, does that mean I have to fight them? And then more come, and then more come, and the final wave has dynamite that they throw at me that I can't easily avoid, and even if I do, I still get into the slow-mo mode, and then the other enemies can use that as an excuse to shoot me? You bet! Alright, well, let me reload and try again.
Yeah, sorry, you gotta go a lot further away from dynamite to avoid that.
We find Orson's place, steal his bike, he calls the cops, so now we have a driving segment. Looks like I have to make this jump.
Ah!
We're 9 hours in. So, we bring this bike to Tyrell, who put some explosives onto it or something.
I was really hoping to see him get torn up by the helicopter blades.
But he wants us to check in with a friend of his. He's killed immediately. So now we have to go through this level. For no reason. Yeah, I'm running through this trailer park. Okay, 2-second cutscene with what?
Whoa, shit! That was unexpected. How were you supposed to
Doesn't a
know?
bad game make you feel like an idiot? Like, literally, everybody else during that section knew exactly what to do there.
No.
Except me, apparently.
So we get back. Tell Tyrell his guy died. Oops, I don't know. We get the bike with explosives, give it to Brandy, then follow her with Max. So I assume we're gonna wait until Pretty Boy and Brandy go for a ride on it themselves, or at least wait until Pretty Boy goes outside to take a look at the bike to detonate it. No, just blow it up to bring attention to yourself so you can kill all of his men.
What the hell? What was the point of fitting it with explosives to begin with? You might as well have just given Brandy the bike as is, follow her to Pretty Boy's house, and then just throw a fucking grenade!
Mac does this dumbass thing when he's driving, when he gets shot, and it's like, oh, there you go. That's how you know I'm dead. All right, so then we chase after Pretty Boy and gun him down. So then Jake goes from torturing these people to really torturing these people. So he punches this guy after he told us pretty much everything we already know. Like, yeah, there's a kill order on Jake's family led by some guy named Caesar. His arm becomes untied, so you know you could do something about that. Never mind. So Mac and Jake are hanging out, and I don't know, Mac admits that he always knew about the kill order, but it's like, wasn't it obvious there was a kill order on the family? I don't know. Turns out Jake's dad got into a ton of bad junk. That's why there's a kill order here. The Mac's bike explodes, sure. So we're off driving away, and because we're near the end of the game, difficulty ramps up a bit. The quick time events here. You need to be tapping the button that appears basically before you see what it is. The split second it takes to register what button you need to hit, it's too late. The game won't count it, and you have dumb shit like this happen. Turns out a viable option here is to just tap all the buttons. That works. Ellie tells us she's proud of us as nobody's ever stood up to them like this before.
I've killed thousands.
So let's drive after an army truck,
Yeah, you
take out
have.
the thugs who stole it, shove this guy's head against fire to tell you info, then just let him be afterwards.
He's a serial killer with a conscience.
Then we take the truck and drive that back, get an RPG from Tyrell, but get a call from Ellie saying the Devil's Hands stormed the property. Jake heads back and they did something to Mac.
Uh-oh, Mac's dead, right? What?
Well,
Oh, he's hung.
at least they
They
told
hung
him
him.
where to go. So we show up here and we get a 7-minute long cutscene of plot exposition where it turns out Ellie is the daughter of Caesar.
Oh my god.
Who's Caesar?
Who's Ellie again?
So she was Mikey's friend, a girlfriend or something, but she doesn't like Caesar, and Jake's dad was not cool with Caesar, so that's why he's running this whole thing. Sure. Our final section of the game! We have to fight off against these enemies, some with RPGs as well. You know, I truly realized how horrible the weapon management in this game is. Half the time, I have no idea where any of mine are. Up on the D-pad
Wow.
grabs the one on your back, left and right cycles through the rest, but it's so unorganized. You
That's
have all these
weird.
enemies coming out to get you, with one using an RPG, and the amount of times it takes for you to die is either fucking endless or instantaneous. Like, really? Really?
The inconsistency is really bad. My God! If the controls were better, this would be so easy.
How did
Well,
I
mean-
lose so much health from that? Chase down Caesar, kill him by gouging his eyes out, tell him to stay cool.
I'm done! I'm fucking done!
What? Why are you playing the Star Spangled Banner?
Big fucking hands.
Oh wait, there's DLC.
Oh no.
It's bad. So that is Ride to Hell Retribution. Not only is it glitchy, unplayable, unfinished, brutally difficult for all the wrong reasons, offensive to play, offensive in general, but
Yeah, it's
I
very
felt
offensive.
something while playing it. It shocked
Rage.
me at every corner.
Anger.
It's so horrible. The mere act of it existing shocks me. I played this game for 15 hours and I beat it, so I have that going for me. Though HowLongToBeat.com lists it as lasting 9 hours.
Oops.
Well, that makes me feel like a bitch. No, the extended time I spent with the game changed me. I'm a badass now. I know exactly how badasses operate. Watch, I can draw blood with a plastic knife. Okay, so I got cut with a plastic knife, though I drew blood with a plastic knife. Am I a badass or a pussy?
That's awesome. Woo! Alright, well, this gave me a whole lot to say now, didn't it? Sorry it took as long as it did. Hope you don't mind. Just had so much to say from this video. Anyways, I look forward to when AVGN reviews this game. I'm sure he's going to eventually. But probably years from now, since Scott DeWaz just did so just now. Anyway, if you made it to this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. Damn. 1 hour for a 30-minute video. That's Scott DeWaz, man. His videos are awesome. They're amazing. Wish I had some freaking paper towels in here. I'm sweating like crazy right now. My goodness. I just don't have the AC on when I'm watching the video because I know it could muffle out the sound or whatever, but since it's just me talking now, it should be fine. Now, is this the worst game ever made? No. Does it deserve to be among the worst games ever made? I think that's debatable. Does it deserve to be among the worst games over the past decade? Yes. Because, let's be honest, a lot of the worst ever games that have come out came out decades ago. Like, they came out, like, in the 1980s, the 1970s. There were some in the 1990s as well. But, you know, after that, companies didn't get away with just releasing shit after shit every year. LJN got away with it for a while, but, I mean, not every LJN game was bad. Some were good. Even AVGN reviewed one that he was shocked was good, Spider-Man Ultimate Carnage. The one that's a red SNES cartridge. But, the fact is, it's a lot less common to find a really bad game nowadays than way back. So when a game is really bad, and as bad as this game that Scott just reviewed, it's an accomplishment. It's an achievement. Like, it must have taken so much effort to make a game suck so bad. You know? It's a form of art. Anyway. I don't know. I'm under the impression that Black Tiger game that came out for PS4 like 4 years later is probably worse than that game. Than this game, but like still, it's awful. It's really awful. But once again, another fantastic video from Scott the Woz. I guess it's a little more simpler for him just to review one single game. He, mentioned a few other things, but I mean, after all the effort he put into, Borderline and how much time he spent on talking about, the 3D Super Mario games leading up to Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, but I think Scott needed to do a video like this, one where where it was more simple. He just reviewed one game, talked about it, in fact even played it, and didn't have to go over a bunch of other stuff. Good for him. It's kind of like how AVGN, a lot of episodes, especially lately, have been just of one game and that's it. But yeah. What did you think about the Scott the Woz video, by the way? And let me know if you enjoyed this react. It went on a lot longer than I was hoping for it to go, but here it is. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Click that bell icon to add me notifications. I appreciate that. And hey, spread the word of my channel. To be honest, my watch time has been going up, which I'm really happy about, so I feel a little more comfortable with maintaining monetization as a result, but my subscriber count seems to have stagnated. See, ever since I did these React videos, I think my subscriber count improved faster than it had in a long time, like in a decade. Like, it went up by like 200 in like a year, which I know isn't much, but for me is pretty good. But now, it seems to have stagnated, and I'm not sure why. I might actually try to look into some better ways to make my React videos. I've seen that some people, instead of having to do what I do where I, resize the webcam and put it in the corner, they just actually have like two screens to look at on OBS or something, and they switch between them. One of them is the full screen of the webcam, the other one is the video with the webcam in the corner. Maybe if I did something like that, it'd be more, it might make my Reacts look better. Of course, I could always, edit the React videos to make them better, have more stuff, have more substance, but that takes too much time, and I have a busy work schedule. But I still have some original stuff that I have planned. Family Guy Theory, I've talked about this numerous times. I have that planned. Some of my old videos from my secondary channels that I never should have started, I'm going to upload to this channel eventually. I already have a compilation of a bunch of those comedies from many years ago. I do have some top 10s planned, some what if theory videos and so on. There's also potentially going to be a collaboration with another YouTube channel. Stay tuned for that. It is planned. I'll have more movie reviews. The collaboration is actually going to be a movie review. And I'll have more, I do have some video game reviews I'm thinking about doing. Of course, Sonic Colors Ultimate is coming out very soon. I'm not sure whether I'm going to actually download it on Steam to play it on the PC or buy it on Switch. I haven't been able to use my Switch as much because I'm usually leaving it at home docked so my wife can use it to watch Hulu and YouTube. But I'm not sure yet. And plus, I haven't actually figured out whether I actually got the right HDMI cable to live stream my Switch again anyway. So I might just get the PC version. Not just because, I'll be able to live stream that for sure, but also probably because the PC version will probably remain supported for decades to come, while the Switch version, when the next Nintendo console comes out, whenever that may be, eventually will stop being... Well, I mean, I don't know. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Click that bell icon to add me notifications. And, I also look forward to Metroid Dread, which comes out next month. I plan to get footage of that on my channel as well. So look forward to that. Because my channel was originally a gaming channel for well over a decade. It is only in 2020 I started doing these React videos, which have really helped my channel a lot. But yeah, once again, love this Scott the Woz episode. Damn, that video game is bad. I'm actually shocked. Like, I'm legitimately shocked that they didn't have a sex scene with whatever her name was at the end. She kept exposing her cleavage and stuff. Like, I was pretty certain that the main character was gonna fuck her. Like, I was so certain that was gonna happen. So at the very least, they didn't do that. Or maybe Scott just quit before that happened or something. I don't know. But god damn, what a terrible game. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Check out my other React videos and my originals, including my Sonic movie review I uploaded on July 29th, if you haven't already. And look forward to more videos coming up. I have actually a lot of Scott the Woz React videos. Not all of them are as long as this one, but feel free to check them out if you haven't seen them already.